But yeah, our agenda, if you will, is just hang out. I mean, I equivalate it. Is that the right word?
We'll roll with it.
Yeah.
That feels wrong. Feels like the
It
wrong
didn't
word.
until you made it weird.
Equate. See,
Yeah.
this is why I read books, not write them.
I thought, I
But-
was like,
Yeah.
maybe we created a new word. I don't know.
Welcome to the Iron Palace Podcast.
No, I'm good with that, dude.
Cool. Then we're all on the same page, except
Hell
Dave.
yeah.
Except Dave is on a different
I'm not building
book.
canon.
But
What? Still no canon?
dude, we brought this back up like two. Alan won't build us a canon. We've been trying to talk him into it for what seems like forever.
I mean, we've got a guy
fuck
we've got a guy that can fabricate anything out of
Yeah.
metal, and he refuses to make a cannon.
What the fuck, Alan?
See?
Worst stepdad ever.
Liability issues. I don't want nobody to blow their leg off.
We'll all sign a waiver.
It's a risk we're willing to take.
So I know you coach. I know you compete. You do a lot of stuff. So
I try to.
We had a lot of dad jokes.
yes,
Oh, like I joked around. I joke around all the time about it, and I was like, if the dad joke, because like I get random people, like at like strength events and stuff like that. I'll get
Yeah.
people that come up. I love your jokes, but like I will get like random people that I have like on the street that'll just be like, I saw one of your jokes. It like got sent to me by a friend or whatever. I love your jokes. I'm like, you know what? I was like, if I get known for my jokes, like I'm doing all right in life. Like if that
Yeah.
is the legacy, like get rid of all like the lifting stuff, the coaching stuff, teaching, whatever. If like what people know me for is like the corny jokes, like that is a great legacy. I'm doing fine.
There's worse things to be known for, 100%.
that's what I was going to say. I'd much rather be known for that than anything else.
And it's funny too, because like people will be like, oh, I bet your DMs are all full of blah blah blah. My DMs are full of corny jokes. Like I get like I love it. Like I have a whole process in how I select the joke. Like they'll set, like I usually get about anywhere from like 10 to 15 sent through me across the course of a week, and then by like today, so today's Wednesday. By today, I will grab like the best 5 that I like, the ones that made me like audibly laugh out loud, and I'll grab like the best 5. I have a couple of people that I'll send them to and be like, which one of these do you? I said, give me your top 3, and then I literally will just sit and marinate on like the top 3 all tomorrow, and then the first, like the one that still just makes me just pop every time I read it, I'm like, that's what's getting posted on Friday.
Dad joke sommelier.
That's a heck yeah. You gotta taste it, watch the runs. You know, see.
You know what goes great with this bad day?
Yeah, right. It's amazing though. Like I love the fact that something so stupid as a corny joke brings people like together like that. Like I have people that I don't know that will message me on social media, be like, you need to post this for your next corny joke Friday. I'm like, awesome, thank you. Like I have a whole like people have like all sorts of stuff saved in their like on their social media reels. I literally have a whole folder of just like corny joke reels and memes that get sent to me.
Yep.
Like it's amazing.
That's awesome. I never would have thought that this much went into that. Like, that's amazing.
No, and then to add on to it, like when I'm at events, people be like, "Do you want to take a corny joke photo?" And I'm like, "Sure do."
Yeah.
So like, I also have like a whole folder on my phone of just photos that I have taken with people that are that I just use for the backgrounds of the jokes.
That's awesome.
I recycle a lot of them, but like I've got about like a 10 to 15 photo rotation, and I'll kind of update them like every couple of years. I'll put a couple new ones in there, take some out and stuff like that. Yeah, it became this whole thing,
Dude,
and it all
awesome.
started because when I was at Muscle Driver, we were like me and James Tatum. James Tatum was another lifter there. He had a book of them, and we had these long bus rides that we would get from Charlotte, North Carolina to the Arnold to Columbus, Ohio, and we literally would just be sitting in the back of these passenger vans, just passing the joke back and forth, trying to find a joke to make the other crack up. Like, and that's how it got started. And then we started sending them to each other on social media. Then we started posting them in our stories, tagging the other person. And then we just started randomly posting them on our like actual feed. And then mine just so happened that like I would forget and just start posting them on Fridays. And then Corny Joke Friday started. Like, I think Corny Joke Friday started sometime around like 2013, 14, and I have not missed a Friday since.
Golly.
Married to the game.
I was about to say, we've been doing this for 3 years and we've only missed one upload of one and for 1 week. And I thought that was a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I couldn't
Oh, yeah.
imagine doing, having to vet a joke every week. That's awesome.
I love it. It keeps me sane. And like, I keep talking about it, and I'm like this close to it being finally done as a finished product. But I do a scholarship fund for a local wrestling club where like every year we give out, a couple of scholarships that like help cover books or something like that. Just the general expenses for some of these kids. Cause the club that's out here is one that like my brothers all did. I did it for a little bit, but my two brothers did it. My younger brother coaches there now, and his two kids are wrestling for that club. My dad used to volunteer for them a lot and stuff like that. And so like the coach that's been running it, he's been doing it for, I think, God, almost 30 years now, something like that. And the guy will give his shirt off his back for these kids. Socioeconomic wise, it's not in like the greatest areas, south suburbs of Chicago, like right on the border. So these kids that get to go to school, like some of these kids are like the first people in their families that are getting a chance to go off to college and do something. It's because they wrestled. And so like I'll just kind of do a little small scholarships to try to do as many of them as I can. And so we raise funds throughout the year for it and stuff like that. But one of the ideas that I had is I literally have I think the last time I pulled them all, because I pulled all the jokes and have the photos and all that saved. I've got something like 600 and some odd of the memes of like my photos with the jokes and all that stuff. And what we're in the process of doing is turning them into like volumes. I think we're up to like four or five volumes now, but we're gonna turn them into like coffee table books.
That's
and
cool.
we're gonna put them out on the internet, to sell like in an e-shop and something like that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all the proceeds for that and use that for the scholarship fund to kind of so we can give out more. Because like every year we do like 2 or 3, but it'd be really nice to bump that number up to like 8, 9, 10, something like that. For these kids. Or if we only do the 2 or 3, just put more money into each of the individual scholarships for these kids, because college isn't getting cheaper anytime soon.
Absolutely not.
That's awesome. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, as you were started saying it, I was like, man, he should make it into a book.
Like I said, I have the first volume, like the copy done. We're right now in the process of trying to find the best way, because we're gonna just do it through Amazon publishing or whatever. But Amazon, the first one we put together only had 50. We're just gonna do 50 at a time. But Amazon Publishing's like, you need 75 pages. That's their minimum to like do a print thing. I'm like, crap, now we got to go add some more pages to it and all that stuff. And it was just one of those, like, it took a lot of energy because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just a strength nerd that doesn't, I know how to tinker around on a computer from time to time, but I don't know how to like format a book or anything along those lines. So it took so much energy to put those 50 pages together. I'm like, man, I'll get back to these other 25 pages in a minute here.
I'm already imagining after these books start coming out, your Dad Joke Fridays just being you and like this fancy lounger reading dad jokes with a pipe. Like,
oh, don't even get me started. Like,
He's in a smoking jacket.
Hugh Hefner.
So the best part about that is like, so I my brother has 3 kids, and his kids, they know about the jokes. And so like I will tell the jokes to my niece and nephews, and they just like roll their eyes. But like my niece will be like, everybody will roll their eyes and be like, oh my God, Uncle Tommy. And then she'll turn around, she'll be like, tell me another one. It's like low key. She doesn't want people to know that she enjoys it, but like she'll be like it's like a fix for her. She's like, you got another joke?
tell me another funny one.
Be like, that one was lame. Tell me another one.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Not for me, but for them.
Once she's older, I'll start having her screen the jokes for Friday.
A question. Let's say you're in a situation where a doctor's like, you can't get any stronger unless you erase every corny joke from your brain but one. Which one are you keeping?
Well, boys, looks like I'm doing high rocks. I told you, man, like the way the world works these days, like I would love nothing more that if my legacy was like, that guy just told a lot of corny jokes.
Where was Lisa when you need her? That would have been right up her alley.
I think my favorite Go ahead.
I'm already getting weak. I'm already getting weaker, so it don't matter. I'm getting older.
I dropped one on a guy at work today, but everybody's heard it. But he hadn't, and I caught him slipping. He was like, "Did you know this?" I was like, "No." "Did you know this?" He's like, "No." And he told me something else, and I went, "Do you know why scuba divers fall backwards out of boats?" He's like, "No." I said, "Because they'd fall back in the boat if they went forward, you idiot." And I laughed and laughed and laughed.
But see, that's the thing though. Is like ones like that.
Yeah.
Like even though you've heard it a million times, like you're gonna laugh.
Yeah,
and
if
it's
you
the
can
same
catch him
reaction.
slipping, great every time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I appreciate that any day.
He's like, I'm gonna write that one down.
I mean, I'm sure I've done it, but like, there's nothing wrong with repeats.
Yeah.
People love the greatest hits.
Yeah. Rolling Stone still plays "Give Me Shelter." You know what I mean?
100%.
But talking about the book, so we coach Special Olympics, and the guy that we coach with, Chip Holtquist, he's self-published a book,
It's over there, actually.
That's awesome.
and I wonder who he went through.
There's no telling.
Yeah,
However, for
like-
books like that, like you said, it's easy to go through Amazon Publishing because you've got a whole book already.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and
Yeah,
vet.
so like, yeah. You don't have to vet people. Like I've had a couple people reach out to like ask about it and be like, "Hey, we can help," or this or that. But they want like a gigantic like upfront cost. They want a cut of the proceeds and all that other stuff. Whereas like Amazon Publishing is just it's free to set your thing up, and they just take a percentage once you start selling them. Like they take a percentage of each book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That's cool.
I know a lot of people that's used Amazon Publishing.
Yeah.
But it's all been full on like my dad published his
Well,
book
like-
on there. So
His book.
But before I had my own formatter that like did our own PDFs and stuff like that, all of my original ebooks I did through Amazon Publishing.
Yep.
My first SWAT one, the first version of the Highland Games one, like that was all on. I did those through Amazon Publishing. But now I have I had somebody that would put them together.
Mhm.
But like when I was joking around with her about the corny joke book, she's like, and she goes, she goes, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, all right, cool. Appreciate it.
why not?
Oh man,
That would have been the one I was like,
Well,
this did.
It was more she had gotten a time intensive job.
Oh, okay.
And so like, she put it, but it was just funny. But she was like, I remember telling her about it. I was like, I need you to put together a book of corny jokes for me. She's like, you're kidding me, right? And I was like, no, I'm dead serious. And she started to help me, and then she showed me how to do it, and then she got her job and all that. So I finished it, and like I said, I got like 20 pages I got to add to the first volume, and I'm like, man, I was like, this is a lot. My brain hurts.
All I know is as soon as one comes up, I'm buying it. I'm gonna buy all of them. I'm getting a bookshelf
I
over here
appreciate-
actually, and I'm gonna make sure they're all on.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
I want a tearaway
That'd be
calendar.
amazing.
This is my Tom Stroka collection.
My prized possession.
Yeah,
right here.
Stephen King's got his collection. I got my own. Like suck it,
Yeah.
Stephen King.
That's what I'm gonna start walking people through the house. Here's my library. You'll notice that there's no Stephen King because it's second to the Tom Soroka collection right here.
Exactly.
Autographed by the author.
Absolutely, I got you guys for sure.
It's like, why did he spell your name wrong? It's fine.
Yeah,
It's just how he writes.
I
It's
filled
just,
my name in later. I got excited.
The only one that's not getting an autographed copy is Al until he builds you guys a cannon.
yes.
That's right. Hear that, Alan?
I gotta
Alan
build it
gets
at
an
work
unsi-
though.
Even better,
What?
you build it on the clock.
What? I've got to build it at work, so it'd kind of be frowned upon if I walked out there with a cannon.
They frown a lot. Who cares?
I mean, so all I'm hearing is you could get paid to
Yeah.
build it.
Yeah, and get fired when they catch me building.
But then you'll have a cannon.
Yeah.
Cross that bridge when
Yeah.
you get there, dude.
They would have fired George Washington if he made a cannon too, but he made a cannon anyways. I think that's how it went.
I say you build the cannon and then you roll it into HR and say, "Are you really gonna fire me?"
Yeah. Did somebody say fire?
Holding a match over it. Like,
Put it down. Down.
down?
He's got one of those things you let kids light fireworks with. In case negotiations take a while.
I've got a sparkler in his hand. And a cannon.
All right, so I'm trying to look at these weapons here. You got a battle axe. Looks like you got a katana.
Yes.
I do have a katana.
What do you got, Caleb? What do you got over your chair?
So this is a sword. I don't know what type of sword, but it is the one that I cut my wedding cake with. So
Hell yes. Hell yes. It's not zoomed out enough to see which one you got,
Yeah.
but like I can see there clearly.
Yeah.
As long as you guys didn't win them at a Highland Games, like you're good.
No, I've competed in a lot of Highland games. It seems like everyone I go to, they do not have weapons for awards, and it makes me
What?
mad. Yeah.
So
It's a wooden plaque.
Before I made the jump to the pro class or whatever, I had no shit in the basement of my house before I moved. I had like a whole like couch that was just like my brother called it the armory because I had all sorts of like swords and daggers and axes. I had a shield. Somebody gave me a fucking shield one time, like a gigantic like 2.5 foot like wide shield.
Hell yeah.
And I remember looking at the guy being like, how am I getting this on an airplane?
Very carefully.
Yeah. You're gonna walk funny for sure.
I want a shield at the Highland Games.
I was about to say, didn't someone we knew did one?
Yeah.
Katie Grace made
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Vikings shield.
But
This was just a big circular shield.
Yeah.
So I look like an idiot walking around Midway Airport with this like just.
Please tell me you at least had it like on your arm, just walking around.
Well, I mean that's the only like logical way to carry it.
Yes.
I still had to go get my pitchfork out of baggage claim.
I can just see that
So I'm
shield
walking-
in one arm,
I'm wa-
pitchfork in the other.
And then I'm carrying my duffel bag behind me. Like I look like I am sure that day somebody took pictures of me.
Oh yeah, like this is like villagers getting ready to go attack Frankenstein.
I blew all my money on defense. I had to just grab a farm implement for the weapon.
I'd have played it up. Sir, why do you have a shield? How else would I defend myself?
I'd be like, why don't you have a shield?
What are you going to do
Well,
when
like
arrows are raining from the sky?
The best is like getting on the shuttle to go get my car, and the guy's like, "Do you need to take that for you?" I was like, "Absolutely not. This stays with me."
Yeah, touch it, you die.
With your shielder on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and then I'm sure like all the families getting on because I'm sitting in the back of this like a shuttle bus, just sitting there holding the shield like this, and all these families are getting. Because I'm like, where else am I going to put this thing? So I just sat it in my lap, and people are getting on. They're like, "All right, we're not sitting next to that guy."
You're like I'm Scandinavian Captain America. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Sit down and be like, you worried about the Normans attacking? What's going on?
What are you so worried about? Absolutely nothing.
I've got a shield. I'm not worried.
I ran 2 weeks away from a bow. We got
Yeah, so the shield was the weirdest trophy I ever got from Island Games.
Let's see. I think the weirdest that I've won is it's still my favorite, and it was one that it was at our game. Alan made caber Christmas trees, so it's full on like
See, that's awesome.
yeah, a little wooden plaque, piece of a caber on top of it with lights around it. It's awesome. I still have it. It's in the house.
That's amazing.
But he
See,
still
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
still won't make a
Yeah,
cannon.
Guy over there.
Yeah. Only Highland games I've gone to that they had weapons. Okay, I forgot. I did win a dagger. I do have a small dagger.
Yeah.
But then whenever they had a sword for first place, of course, Jeremy Robinson's got to smoke me, so he took the sword.
Well, yeah.
And I remember him getting it too. He walks up and he goes, "A sword?" Like, yeah. Shut up.
I just whoever thought that giving sharp objects to a bunch of dudes that have been like baked in the sun all day and then decided to drink at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
yeah.
And like whoever came up with that concept of it being a good idea, I'm like, really now?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I've wondered that. How did swords become like a standard prize for Highland Games?
In the Midwest for a good like 4 to 5 years, that was all you get. Like that, we literally at the end of this season, when we're on the amateur circuit, like at the end of the season, we were all in a group chat. We would send pictures of our collections
Yeah.
because it was just like it was like all everybody gave out. Like I've got a picture of from a game down in Chatham, Illinois, right outside of Springfield, and it's me, Zach Riley, and Garrett Blatnick, and like they legitimately gave us like we were the podium for the A group, and they gave us like broadswords, and so we 100% like Zach is standing there with his hands over his. I don't remember what Garrett was doing with his, and then I just had mine sitting across my shoulders like a baseball bat, and that was like the photo that we took with our swords.
Like the
But like there was
photo.
not, yeah, for like for like good 3 to 4 years in the Midwest, that's all everybody did was give out swords and daggers and axes.
Yeah. The Southeast didn't do as many
Maybe it's because they know we're all drunk by the end of
First
it.
year I competed, they went
Yeah,
to the
right.
wooden plaques.
wooden plat. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like we could do the same group chat, but it'd be all how many plaques do you have?
Or
this
those
year?
little Christmas tree ornaments.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're little wooden
Well,
Christmas.
that's for the individual event.
yeah.
I
So
hate
there's-
those things.
Coasters.
Pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
That's what pretty much what they did in Shag. Like
Yes.
Shag gave out Shag was nothing but like the Christmas ornaments.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I have so many of them, and it's just
Like, what do you do with it?
I could literally decorate an entire 9-foot tree with them.
I'm gonna do a Highland Game Christmas tree, and it's just gonna be those ornaments.
My granddad did a crystals Christmas tree one year. We just housed crystals, and he put all the boxes in the tree. And it was when the sack full still came in a cardboard box, so that was the star on the top of the tree. My grandmother hated it.
Hell
I bet it smelled
Yeah.
awful.
I don't remember the smell. I just remember looking and thinking, that's freaking awesome, dude. That's so cool.
So you do Highland Games, Olympic lifting,
Yeah.
powerlifting. Which ones do you
I've never competed in a powerlifting meet before.
really?
No, that's like the one thing. Like
You want to go right now?
I thought about it. Nope, sure don't. No, I went. I had my first like powerlifting meet experience was I was coaching a girl, and she decided she wanted to get into it. And she's a really good squatter and was kind of working on her other 2 lifts, so just wanted to use it as a test. I went to that meet, and this was right before Raw started to really come back into it. So it was the meet. It had people were like it was equipped in like sleeves and all that. Like they were all in the same group, and it was at this gym 2XL. And we got there at like, I think the meet started at like 8 a.m. and I didn't leave till 6 p.m. And I remember like walking out with my athlete at the time, and I looked at her and I was just like, I love you. I was like, but I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely not. And now it's gotten a lot better. Like Sergio out here at Surge to New Levels, he runs, I think he's with the USPA. And he's like the Illinois rep or something like that. Or I know he's the Illinois rep. I just can't remember the organization. But like he does meets and like he can get them done in like 4 or 5 hours, which is like way more my speed.
Yeah.
I like Highland Games make sense. It's 9 events, right? That should take all day long to do, or a majority of the day.
Yeah.
You know, strongman, you're gonna get 5 or 6, 4, 5, 6 events. That makes sense.
Yep.
Like the setup, the equipment, all that stuff. It should take you some time. Weightlifting meets take 2 hours. And it's 2 events. Powerlifting should take 3. Like you guys do not need all day to do, your 3 squats, your 3 benches, and your 3 deadlifts. Like I'm sorry, that is absolutely ridiculous. Do some cardio, get some blood pressure meds, and you should be good to go. Like it should not take you 9 hours to perform 9 lifts.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. That's one I hate every time that whether I'm coaching at one, competing in one, I hate everything about it. I swear it is the golf of strength sports. Like
It's like I've got a lot of friends that powerlift. I love cheering them on.
Yep.
I literally will like they'll ask me like, hey, you want to come, I'm going to this meet, you want to come support, I'd appreciate it. Cool. I'm like, tell me which lift you want me to show up for. I was like, 'cause I ain't doing all 3. Like I will, if I'm like, you want me to watch your squats? I will be there at 6 a.m. and watch you squat your tail off. You want me to show up at like, 7 p.m. and watch you deadlift? I'm there. Like, but I am not staying all day long. Like I cannot commit a whole day to that. I'm sorry, but it's not happening. But I love powerlifting. Like Colton Engelbrecht right now is
Insane.
on an otherworldly tear. That is probably outside of like not Goggins. Goggins.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Goggins and that era of powerlifting. It has probably been, and I would throw Hack in there too, but it is very rare to see somebody squat 1,000 pounds like he did to depth. Like there was no question about that. Like I feel like that's kind of been my bugaboo with powerlifting for the longest time, is a lot of these equipped guys trying to get into that 3K club. They are nowhere near depth. Nowhere near depth. And even like the raw guys, like Ray Williams, definitely buried his squats.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Olivares, he buries his squats, but they're also gigantic human beings.
Yes.
But that 1008 that Colton just did, I thought that was more impressive than his deadlift.
I agree. We've
Personally.
talked about that before. Yeah.
And I don't think that squat got enough recognition and hype and whatever the social media kids consider cool viralness. I feel like that 1,008 was way more impressive than his deadlift.
I agree.
It's just not a popular lift though, really. In the end of the three, it's not very popular of the three.
And it's been like that for a long time.
I love squats though.
Squats isn't a sexy lift though.
Not the way
I know that.
I do it.
But I feel like applicability wise across all sports, I feel like if there's one lift that all sports can sit there and be like, yeah, it's a squat.
I agree.
Like power lifter squat, Olympic weightlifter squat, strongman squat, Highland Games you squat, like Moss Wrestling you squat, even CrossFit, they squat. Like that's the one lift where it's like when you see somebody hit depth on 1,008 pounds and they're wearing a belt and a pair of knee sleeves or wraps or whatever he had on, you got to be like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to say, especially...
And you weigh under 400 pounds.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially the mental game that goes into it. Because like, if I'm going to go for a 1,000-pound deadlift, nowhere in my head is the thought of this is going to suck going to be. Because if I don't pull it, I just don't pull it.
Yeah, it's not going to crush you.
Yeah, you're not going to get buried. However, thinking about trying to make depth with 1,000 pounds on your back, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's times even squatting 400, I'm like, I don't know.
I think the thing that like made me sit there and go, wow, that was super impressive is I don't know if y'all read, I don't know if it was his coach or if it was him that made the post after the lift, but he talked about how the bar that they used was not the bar that they were training with, and that it created a lot more whip that he was not anticipating for. Yeah. So like, I don't know if anybody's ever like tried squat we've got Olympic weightlifting bars here. Those are very whippy. Trying to once you get like in like the 600 range on a whippy bar, like the walkout in and of itself is is a task to behold. And so for him to not only have and that was the other thing I loved about it was like, in this day and age in social media, like I feel like so many people would have used that as an excuse. Like, the equipment that we were given was not what we were told. And, mentally, like that threw me off my game. And it's not fair to do that to the athletes. Colton I feel like took it and was just like, yeah, we're going to squat this no matter what. They can hand us like a bamboo bar and we're going to squat that 1,000 pounds. And so like you watch him taking it out there and you can just like see that he is like fighting for his life just to get it set, on top of then performing the squat, which is a challenge in and of itself. So like I said, like my hat's off to him. Like that was probably one of the more impressive things I've seen in the last few years.
Yeah. And and like when you're talking about the depth, like we have an athlete that he's qualified to go to the IPF Worlds a few times as a Special Olympian. And so like I'm there, we're there. They usually lift on the last day of the competition, so I'm watching it. It's always IPF. It's always the equipped worlds that they go to, even though Special Olympics don't lift equipped. But whatever though. But I'm sitting there watching like the squats, and I'm like, that wasn't to depth. White lights. That was high. White lights. And I'm like, God, like all these squats are counting. Then like, and I mean, I'm a ref. I'm like thinking I would not have counted any one of these, and there's 3 white lines. Right. But it seems like the equipped guys get a pass for depth on squats, and it's weird to me.
And it's interesting too because you've got you've got like the Donnie Thompson and David Hoff, like those are the original 3K guys. I think there's been a couple other guys that have now since hit that total, but like they're super critical of the lifts that guys have gotten in. But like I don't know what it is about, like I don't know, I'm sure you guys are the same way, but like no matter what the strength sport is that I've done, I've always sought out the dudes who've done it before me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people, like when I was coming up in the Highland Games, I drove down to Kentucky and I spent a weekend with Craig Smith and Kerry Overfelt. Like we literally from like Friday to Sunday, we got in a whole bunch of trouble along the way, but in between the trouble, I was just asking these guys any questions possible about like, hey, how do you handle this? How do you handle this? How do you handle this? Olympic weightlifting. You know, like I got to learn from Glenn Penley. That was my coach. I lived with Donnie Schenkel for a while there. And then like anytime Donnie and I got to hang out, I was talking to Donnie being like, hey, how did you do this? How did you do this? Ivan Abajev, who most people don't know, the creator of the Bulgarian method for weightlifting, was actually down the road from us when I was at Cal Strength. There was a weekend Glenn was gone teaching a course, so a couple of us drove down to Ivan Abajev, and he was very happy to like just sit and answer any and all questions that we had. Strongman, same thing. Like I got lucky, and at my first nationals that I did, or my second nationals that I did in 2021 for USS, Chad Coy was my judge. And Chad Coy's a guy who's been in the games. He's got a bunch of he's Trey Mitchell's coach now, and he's got a couple of top end athletes. But Chad Coy's a guy that had been in and out of the sport. And my coach told me, he's like, hey, if you get a chance, talk to Chad. He's a good dude. He's going to set you up. So like I literally during the in between events at nationals was just sitting there just asking him all sorts of these questions. But like powerlifting seems to be one of those where it's hit or miss now. I mean, I feel like the whole social media strength age as a whole doesn't do that as much, but I feel like powerlifting in particular. So like if somebody like Donnie Thompson or Dave Hoff is going to say like, hey, this is what I think you should do, and your response is, I know what I'm doing, but thanks anyways. Like what in the world are we doing?
Yeah.
And I noticed that in the Highland Games too. Like I know a lot of the guys coming up in the Highland Games, like I was always happy to answer any and all questions. Now I am not going to sit here and pretend like I am a great thrower. I feel like the only event that I can hang with the best of them is K-Word Toss. The rest of the events, I considered myself a jobber across the board. Like my invites came strictly because I liked interacting with the crowd, and going and talking to the crowd, and getting them to laugh. I'll take pictures, talk to anybody, bring their kids onto the field for height events, and pretty much I have not had an issue turning K-Birds at any games that I've gone to. That is it. But like the other events, like I had no problem sitting and talking to people and saying like, hey, you should probably try this, try doing this, even if it meant you were beating me at the games. Like I'll help you out. But like in the last like 4 years or so of the Highland Games, there's less of that like wanting to learn. Like people just like are like, hey, like I know what I'm doing, like, but thanks anyways kind of a deal. And I've noticed that across the board in a lot of strength sports, and it's just weird. But powerlifting, I see it a lot more in things like squat and squatting to death.
Yeah. When you said first time about Highland Game, like couldn't imagine getting in any trouble with KO.
Oh my God! Ask Kerry Overfeld about Neutral One.
Okay.
It was just that was like my first time hanging out with all those guys, and I'm drawing a blank on the gentleman's name. He was a strength coach at the University of Louisville at the time, and he was just like, well, first off, we got kicked out of a bar for one of the guys that we were at. He started just a verbal altercation with somebody over NASCAR. If that's not the most like redneck Kentucky that I've ever heard of, is getting kicked out of a bar for getting into a shouting match over NASCAR. And then like it was still like 8-9 o'clock at night, and so the strength coach was like, hey, do you guys still want to go somewhere? And Kerry's like, sure do. And he goes, all right, I'm gonna send you like an address to this place. And we pulled up to this place, and it's called Neutral One. And it was in a rundown shopping center right outside of like Louisville, Bardstown area, and it is everything that you would imagine. But like that was, Kerry loved it, I loved it. That is something that'll be burned in my memory forever. But yeah, no, there's no shortage of trouble with Kerry. And then you ever threw Chafin into the mix, and Mark Valeni, and it was just a recipe for disaster, but like a good disaster.
Yeah. I went up and did a competition with Mark. He had, at Blind Dog Strength, and man, that guy's hilarious.
Mark is like the most lovable asshole ever.
That's a good way to describe him. Yeah.
I used to go up and do his Highlander when he ran his Highlander or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a good time. Like, I remember I was like, I got there, like weigh-ins were from like 3 till like 5 or whatever, and I like walked in at like 4:30 because I was driving from Chicago over to Vermilion. Totally forgot about the time zone change like an idiot. got in at like 4:30, and he's in the weigh-in area, and he's like, Soroka, get your ass in here, or you're not competing. I don't give a shit if you're a pro. Like, and so he did the weigh-in, and then we go to the first event we do is weight for height, and like in the Highland Games, like the pro class, we don't throw weight for height first very often.
Yeah.
So it's usually the last thing you do. You're plenty warm. I'm used to just taking like 1 or 2 pulls and going or whatever. And I almost went out at 15 feet, and he is just sitting there on the mic, just handing it to me because I was about to go out at 15 feet. And he's like, this guy supposedly thinks he's a pro in the Highland Games, but he's struggling to clear 15 feet. And yeah, so I love Mark. I love all those guys. Like but it was just like coming up, they were like the in the Midwest in particular, those 4 guys were the dudes. Like they were at all the different games and stuff like that. So like if you wanted to get in and you wanted to, learn how to navigate the pro class in terms of those Midwest games, you talk to Kerry, you talk to Craig, you talk to Mark, and you talk to Chafin, because that was the crew that went around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of going out early, we did KO's Highlander. That's been a while back now.
Oh yeah.
And we were throwing a wob, and Holland not almost but did go out at 10 feet.
Yeah. I kept missing it out front, and
I was laughing the entire time. I was like, dude, I'm about to smoke Holland at this event.
Zach was our judge, and he was like, go ahead and take a 4th attempt.
I was like, Zach, dude.
He was like, man, I don't know what's going on here. I was like, I don't either.
Then you did the same thing at 11.
Yeah.
Missed it 3 times. I was like, all right, we're still good. And then Zach goes, Holland, take another. I was like, Zach, you're screwing me here, dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You want to talk about like an impressive athlete? Zach Riley.
Oh yeah.
Probably one of the most explosive. And then like the fact that like his first pro year, he threw at Loch Norman, threw well enough at his first games of the year to get into the Celtic Classics. I think the next weekend or the next month, he popped his bicep. He's a lefty.
Yeah, it's Smoky
so
Mountain.
He pops his bicep.
Yep.
Yeah. Rehabs the entire year, comes back to the Celtic in September, and I think he placed like 4th or 5th learning, and he just taught himself how to throw on his right hand.
Yeah, Zach's ridiculous. Yeah, I was at Smoky that game that he popped his bicep, and yeah, that was wild. But also too, the first so I turned 40, and I was like, oh man, Masters, here it comes. I was like, I'm gonna smoke this. Show up the first game, Zach's there. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm gonna throw Masters today. I was like, great.
Yeah, right.
He's sitting at least 2nd place every day or all day.
I was like, well, I guess, yeah. I was like, I guess I'm shooting for 2nd.
What other classes can I fit into?
Yeah. It's like, is it too late to switch?
Let me evaluate.
I'm gonna throw A's.
Yeah, quick, hit me an Allegro quick. I'm gonna be an adaptive athlete today.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, thanks a lot, Zach.
Well, I turned 40 in November. I'm looking forward to doing my first Masters games next year.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna blow it up.
Yeah, that 42 is 42 is so much fun. More fun than the 56.
No, I mean, way more fun than 56.
Yeah.
No, I just I turned 40 in November. I'm going to do a Master Strong. I haven't done a strongman competition in a couple of years, so I'll do a Master Strongman competition to see if I like it again. And then I have a couple games. I'm probably going to go down south for a couple of games and throw it earlier in the year, because you guys like run games pretty much year round down there now.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll do a couple like later in the year in the Midwest.
Yeah, down here there's games everywhere.
Panama City game,
Yeah.
Danny Webster puts on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Danny and I are really good buddies, and he was talking about that. And he's like, yeah, if you want to come down and throw Masters, and if I do like a 2-day thing, Masters are usually on one day, and like the A's and B's and all that are on the other day. He goes, so if you want to come down and throw and then help me judge, like I'd appreciate that. And I was like, hell yeah, like a whole weekend of Highland games hanging out with you guys, like sign me up.
That would be pretty fun. Yeah, I know we're going to Celtic Fest in Brandon, Mississippi in October with Danny to put on
nice.
We're putting on the stone lifting competition there.
Oh, nice. That's something that I'm starting to get more and more into. I have a bunch of sandbags. I got to fill them. I was starting to get into it while I was living in Colorado for about a year, and I was getting into it out there because there's a bunch of places out there. And then Utah's not too far of a drive. So, I talk to those guys out there. Ryan Stewart, you know, and I are constantly talking about the Basque stuff. So like, and not next year, but the year following. So what's that? 28? No, yeah, 2028 Masters World Championships for weightlifting are in Barcelona, Spain. And so I've already been kind of talking to Ryan about like I'm gonna try to take a couple extra days and see if I can take a train up to the Basque Country and just kind of you know check that out and see that stuff because I watched the documentary and I see you know Ryan doing it and stuff like that, and I've done some of like the cube lifting and stuff. The stone lifting is just super fun. Obviously everybody's got the Iceland trip. I've got a buddy over there. Runar Hesse and Runar are buddies. Runar used to work with Norse Fitness. I don't know if he still does or not, but like they both have told me that, hey, you come stay with us, we'll take you around to the stones, you'll do all of them and stuff like that. But it's like it's getting to the point where like you got to train for that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they're starting to get super picky about like I guess like I've heard like Husafell because they've had a couple people that have gone up there to that area and they're just assholes about the stone and keep dropping the stone and they're worried about it breaking. So now they're being super particular, kind of like what they do at the Dinnies, where like the Dinnies you have to essentially apply to go lift the Dinnies and prove that you can lift it. Like so they were telling me a while back that they're probably going to end up having to start doing that for Husafell because they don't want just some random person going up there and breaking the stone.
Yeah, I could see that. Because that's what I didn't like it that they did it to the Denny's, but I understand it.
Oh yeah,
well,
especially after that dude just dropped it.
Yeah.
Oh, the dude that tried to like shoulder. Or
yeah, he picked up one of them and then just dropped it flat on the concrete, handle down.
Jeez,
I don't know how that. I don't know how that didn't break.
No, the way those things are secured in there, that should have just split the thing in half.
Yep, I was shocked.
Yeah.
So we got to go lift it soon.
That broke the Denny stones. You have a bunch of really big dudes mad at you.
I mean, yeah.
Well, what's the one? There's a really popular one in Scotland that recently just got busted.
Oh yeah.
It's the one where you put it on the plinth.
Oh.
Is it the mare stone?
Yeah. What do they call it? The saddling mare or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the saddling mare. There. Yeah. Like somebody broke that stone because they didn't secure it on there. They just like threw it up there haphazardly, and then it fell down and hit another stone and like chipped a piece of it off.
Yep.
And then they never said anything. They just like left it that way. So Jancis, when he was taking somebody around, like came up to the stone and it was broken, and he's like, "What the hell?" And I remember when he posted it online, posted this whole diatribe about like showing respect and all this other stuff. It's just like, yeah, man, can't have anything nice. People will ruin it.
I never would have thought that you'd have to tell people to be careful with stones.
Well, yeah, but like with historic, you know what I mean? Like it's one thing to pick up a stone in your yard here.
Oh yeah,
but
mine don't count.
But I mean, but you know what I mean though, like I've got stones in my yard. I after I shoulder one, I throw it down, but it's not a stone that's been lifted for the last 200 years or what. Like it doesn't. It's just a random stone I picked up.
Someone's not coming to your house to lift that stone after you.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, but I feel like it's just the thing of like just show respect to other people's property.
Yeah.
It's not even the fact like take the historic matter out of it. You go into somebody else's gym, right?
Oh well,
like, you're not gonna
dumbbells laying all over the floor.
Right. Well, I mean, those people deserve to get put in a wood chipper, but but it's just one of those ordeals where it's just like you're not going to go into somebody else's house or their gym or wherever and just like make a mess of things. And if you do, like you're a garbage human. Because I feel like the same thing should be like if you're going to travel to these because most of those stones are on people's property. Like you're in somebody else's house. Like the what's it? I'm drawing a blank. The Tombstone one in Iceland.
Yeah,
it's like the big, the 600-pound one that you got to like kind of straddle and then like stand up with and break the earth. That's on somebody, something like that. But it's on somebody's farm.
Yeah.
Like they're like I remember when when Rogue did the documentary and Stefan Solvi's over there lifting it. You literally in the background can see people like doing farm work. Like they're just there's like there's like some dude out there just lifting a stone in the middle of our field. Cool, good job, buddy. But like I feel like it's just the same thing. Like you're going into somebody else's house, like, just don't damage their stuff.
Yep. I'm sure those guys are like, hey, can you at least move it over? I need to mow right there.
Well, you got that up. We get the weed eater out.
Because I think I do most of my stone lifting whenever I'm mowing because I've got like 20 plus stones in my front yard. So I have to mow all the way around it. Then I go out there and move them all. and then mow.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of it.
I posted a photo of it the other day. When I first got into strongman in like 2010, Atlas stones were like there weren't a lot of gyms that had Atlas stones or whatever. So I had gone on the forums before, YouTube was super popular or whatever. And there were all sorts of tutorials on TikTok and Instagram and all that. But I had gone on an Iron Mind forum on how to make Atlas stones or whatever. And so like I couldn't afford a pair of the Slater molds because at the time they were super expensive. And so I just did the whole like beach ball with a plaster cast. And I made this stone because I needed to train it for, it was like Illinois Strongest Man or something like that. 2009, 2010, they had stones, needed to train for it or whatever. So I made a couple just different. I got like a really big beach ball and a really small beach ball and somewhere in the middle. So I made 3 of them. But then like, I was like, I'm doing the math with the concrete and I'm like, this isn't going to be heavy enough. So I'm on the forums. I'm like, how do I add weight? And they're like, put weights in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I'm literally I was a shot putter in college. So I literally like filled like the real big one that I had to add. I needed to add like, 20 pounds to it or something along those lines. Because for me at that time, my neuroses was like, it's got to be the exact weight that I'm, competing on or whatever it is. So I filled it about like halfway up, waited for it to start to kind of get sticky, put like the 2 shot puts like in the middle of it, filled it like the rest of the way up, and then let it cure and whatever. And then you break the plaster mold away and all that stuff. But I was at my mom's when I just moved back to Chicago, and I was helping her do some yard work or whatever. And I'm cutting the grass, and I'm looking in like the corner of her yard, and like there's a bunch of brush and stuff like that. And I see this like weirdly shaped rock, and I'm like, Mom, I was like, what the hell is that? She goes, oh, she's like, after you moved, your dad thought that those stones that you had in the backyard were like super cool. So he brought them back here and put them in the garden, but the garden's all over. Oh, now. So like my dad just like randomly, like I would have loved to have been like, I had a Ring camera going and watching him try to get these things into the back of his truck. And then like watching him roll them off the truck into the backyard and just putting like, so I'll have to send you guys a picture, but there's literally just like this crude ass Atlas stone just sitting in the corner of my mom's backyard now. And I'm sure, and she says all the time, she's like, people will ask us what it is. And I just tell them, I don't know. It's something you made. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, you keep your handicapped kids' art projects just in the backyard.
At art school.
It was too big to hang on the fridge.
He wanted to be an artist.
The magnet fell off.
Yeah.
Well, the Atlas stones you bought, Caleb, they was on Marketplace as garden ornaments.
Yeah, I was looking for stones, and I was just on Marketplace, and this guy had Atlas stones, but in a garden, and he had them marketing as landscaping stones. And I was like, well, that's an awful weird name for an Atlas stone. So I messaged him, and like he just had like a whole bunch of pictures of just like in different gardens. Some of them were stacked to be a fountain. And I texted him. I was like, "You ever thought about selling these as Atlas stones?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I did, but no one was buying them, so I just started doing this with them." I was like, "Cool, I want to buy some."
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, after we have this call, I'm gonna go check out Facebook Marketplace and be like, gardening stones. See what I can find.
Landscaping stones, dude.
Yep. I will say it gets tricky whenever you start trying to buy big, actual natural stones. It gets real expensive.
100%.
Yeah, there was a guy who had he had another listing on Marketplace, had it listed for like gravel and stuff like that, and he was like, yeah, for sale for like $100 a ton or something. I was like, I don't need a ton. I need 300 pounds. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, do you have any that weigh this much? And he goes, yeah. And he sent me some pictures like, sick, how much? And he was like, $700. I'm just kidding. I don't need that rock.
I was asking for a friend. I let him know.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
He was like, yeah, it's priced per pound, per this. I was like, you just dug that out of the ground.
You said $100 per ton, dude.
Yeah. I was like, that's not what you said a minute ago.
That should be 75 cents.
So yeah,
like, I'm just gonna steal it. Not when you go to bed at night.
Yeah.
Like, where do I find the deals of if you can pick it up, you can have it?
That happened to me. That happened to me at work one time.
I know.
I was like, man, I'd like to have that stone at my house. And the truck was parked right there. And they're like, well, set it in there. If you can have it. And I was like, oh, say less.
What about that one next?
I loaded it, and they're like, oh, I didn't think you were going to be able to do that. And I was like, well, It's mine now.
It's at my house now.
No take backs.
The second gym that I had, when we bought our like official set of Atlas stones, I bought them from my eventual strongman coach. And I remember going over there. I didn't know how to transport Atlas stones. It was like 5 or 6 Atlas stones or whatever. And we showed up with a U-Haul. Like just a big old like open bed truck or whatever. And I remember like rolling these on there, and I'm just green and dumb as all can be. We just loaded these things onto the back of it, and I started to close the door, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" Because we had to drive like a major highway. He goes, "That thing is gonna go through the back door," because one of them was like a 356. It was like 180 kilo rock or whatever. He's like, "That is gonna go through the back, and I'm gonna see you on the 5 o'clock news, like causing a traffic jam because you're like jettisoning. You've had to slam on the brakes or something like that, or you accelerated too fast, and you're jettisoning Atlas stones onto I-55 or whatnot." So he's showing me how to like pad them and like secure them and all this stuff and everything. And I have never driven slower or more cautious a day in my life than when I had a U-Haul that I was renting for the day full of Atlas stones in the back.
Yeah, that dude showed up with, I bought a 90, a 125, a 200, a 250, a 300, and a 385. And he showed up just like maxed out this trailer and was like up in the yard and stuff. I was like, yeah, that was probably the better way to move those.
100%.
Because like in my head, 100%. I had no idea. I had no idea how these were going to show up to my house. I just know he was going to bring them here. I was like,
poor Amazon driver on your Ring camera. Shit.
I was like, that was a smart idea.
Dude, that's like I ordered a 56 from Throw Bros one time, and I was on the porch when FedEx pulled in, and I was like, oh sweet. I was like, I bet I know what you've got. And he was like, yeah, and he's opening the bag, and he grabbed his bag. Oh, God. He was like, what is this? Because it was just in a little box. They just literally just put it in a box that was the same size as the weight, and the handle. So it didn't look like much, but dude about threw his back out trying to hand it to me.
That same dude that I bought the Atlas stones from, I bought some other stones. Now they're called the Day Stones. They're the Denny style lifting stones. They weigh 810 pounds together. And I ordered those, and I'm thinking the dude's going to show up with them on the same trailer. And he showed up. They're just in the bed of his truck. And I was like,
Jesus.
Yeah, I said, how did you get those in there? And he goes, oh, Bobcat. I was like, well, I don't have a Bobcat.
That'll do.
Yeah. I was like, how do we get them out? Dude, I don't have a Bobcat or anything. It's just us, bud. He's like, I would just push them out. I was like, all right. I said, then what?
It's your problem.
They're going to be where they are now.
As soon as they touch the ground, they're yours, not mine.
Pretty much. So we put them down, and that's where they stayed until I got a dolly to move them.
Jesus. I was watching you like fold a dolly in half trying to move those things.
Usually whenever we take them to events and stuff, there's usually 2 of us moving them on the dolly.
Oh,
it's
that's
usually,
fair.
We have a whole system now. We have a ratchet strap that goes through the handle to the dolly. One guy's pulling, the other guy's lifting. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Last time we put them on that trailer with the tractor.
That was the way to go.
Yeah.
That was much easier.
Dude, that first stone lifting competition that we put on, and you brought all the stones on that little lawnmower trailer. We probably had, I don't know, 3,000 pounds of stones on a trailer that was supposed to hold 800 pounds.
Yeah, this is a single axle, like 10-foot trailer.
And trailer was so overloaded. It was so overloaded.
I had all the Atlas stones on it. I had the Day Stones, so that's another 800 pounds. And then just all the stones that I have, I mean, probably at least 3,000 pounds on this little trailer. And I'm just driving through town. Everybody.
You can hear the trailer screaming.
I couldn't over how loud I was screaming. I was terrified driving all the way across town to our gym, taking all these stones over. I was like, this was a stupid idea.
Yeah. If anybody pulled out in front of you, you were becoming you were getting steamrolled.
Yeah, it was going to be bad. Like whenever we just had, so at Smoky Mountain this year, we did another stone lifting and we did the same thing, but I had a different trailer, but still just a 10-foot trailer. Loaded all of them up again.
Except for the Day Stones.
Except for the Day Stones. We put those on a bigger trailer.
And the big rock.
Yep. And so I bottomed it out, pulling out of my driveway. Like just whole trailer, everything just boom. I was like, alrighty.
Yeah.
So like, I guess I'm not doing that anymore.
Well, I pulled the big trailer breath of my truck without trailer brakes, and it pushed me out into the highway trying to stop. Luckily, nothing was coming.
Thank God.
I hit the brakes, didn't pick the ass end up, and here I go. It didn't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun time.
I thought you were clenched.
I was.
You can still see a place in his driver's seat.
You could get a thumbtack in there.
All you hear is,
And it was Alan. It wasn't the truck.
Yeah, I don't miss those things at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done several of these shows now, and you would think we had a method figured out, and we don't. Like, at all. We just it's as sketchy as it can be, which I don't feel bad.
But it always ends up working, so we don't really see a need to change it.
Yeah.
Well, but see, I was gonna say that's the problem though, is it continues to work.
Yeah.
So until it doesn't, you're not gonna fix it. There's no reason to fix it.
Yep.
Right.
Every time I say we should fix it, and then we don't. And I don't feel terrible about it, because remember whenever we did Chad Clark's stone lifting?
Uh-huh.
And it was Bill Crawford.
my
I love Chad. Whenever Bill Crawford showed up with like 4 stones just in the bed of his truck, and he's like, "All right, guys, just pull them out."
They're just loose. They weren't.
Like, one of the stones was in an old tire, and the rest of them are just sitting in the bed of his truck. And I was like, okay, so that's how you move these.
Yeah.
So really, Bill Crawford is the reason that we do what we do.
Yeah, because if Dr. Bill Crawford does it that way, yeah.
He literally wrote the book on it.
I mean, that's how he delivered the Jack stones.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like
Jack stones were back there.
Yeah.
The that weird Husafel that I thought we were going to die with was there.
was that the tombstone?
No, it was supposed to be the tombstone. But then we got told the day before that instead of the tombstone that weighed 275, they're bringing a 350 Husafel stone that no one's picked up before. So I panicked a little bit.
You pick it up though?
Oh yeah, I carried it 100 feet.
yeah,
100
something
feet.
like that.
I technically had the world. I had the world record for 15 minutes until stupid Frank Sharp.
Frank Money Sharp.
I carried it 100 feet, feeling real good about myself. Frank Sharp goes right after me, carries it 150.
World's strongest gym teacher.
Like, thanks, Frank. You already beat me on the Jack stones. You could have let me have this
I
one.
don't know if he's a gym teacher, but he looks like one.
I know he coaches a sport, but
But he's so crazy strong though.
yeah. And I felt so bad after we got to know him that we were laughing at him at that event. We were at that, like, he's over there getting real serious into the stone lifting. Like, he's changing shirts. He's got the Cerberus grip shirt and all. Like, every event, he's changing a different shirt and all this stuff. And me and Holland are like, look at this try hard over here.
Yeah, and then
waxed us.
I mean, smoked us.
I was like, you know what? Maybe there's something to the changing of shirts.
Maybe the shirt's kind of cute.
I was like, hey man, so on this next one, how you gonna?
Yeah, and that really happened on the Jack stones, because he was over there telling us, we did not know Frank at all,
Dude.
And he had walked over, he's like, hey, on the Jack stones, since we're doing it's a Denny carry for distance and stuff, he said, wear 2 pairs of knee sleeves, one around your calves, and then your regular knee sleeves. He said, because they will rub a hole in your leg. And I was like, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I think it'll be okay.
And he's like, make sure to take little choppy steps. Dude, I went first. I picked him up, and I was like, oh, man, these things aren't heavy. I was like, this isn't that bad. I was like, I'm going to smoke this course. Step and a half into it.
I've never laughed so hard in my life.
It threw me across the thing.
Yeah, he literally took 2 steps and then poof. And then I was like, okay, short, choppy steps. Got it. So I noted that one and then completely forgot the 2 knee sleeves. I had 2 sets of knee sleeves with me. And I was like,
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to have to get a tetanus shot the next week. Because it wore a huge hole. And I still have a scar on my calf from it where it like tore through my sock and everything. And I dropped it. I set the stones down because it was shredding my leg like a cheese grater.
Frank's like,
No.
should have listened to me.
Yeah. It's like I could have carried them further, but I was like, I can't, my leg is bleeding.
I was like, man, why didn't we listen to Frank?
Yeah, after that, we learned to listen to Frank. Frank does know what he's doing. Which goes back to the whole thing we're talking about earlier about thinking you know everything.
Yeah.
Right. Like, see, look at that. You're talking about we don't have an agenda, we don't have a schedule, anything. Look, we've come full circle.
Yep,
on
that's
like
good
3 or 4
podcasting right there.
Yeah. Man.
Podcast,
Exactly.
Colin.
Hell yeah.
Did something right on accident.
Hey, broke clocks right twice a day.
Yeah.
And thank God. So out of all the sports you do, what's your favorite? Or do you have a favorite?
I mean, I like everyone for like different reasons. Honestly, like right now, I'm having the most fun with Grid. That's one I'm currently doing. That's kind of like a CrossFit offshoot, but they started incorporating a lot of like strongman implements into there. So like they'll do like a farmer's carries in there. They have sleds in there. They have I think I just posted last week or the week before. They have a flip sled, which is essentially a loadable tire flip apparatus.
Yeah.
And like you'll race somebody with that, like going down the track or whatever. Like we'll do a lot of stuff like that. They do a lot of stuff there. Last year they did a sandbag ladder last year, which I was all for until we found out how they were doing the sandbag ladder. Instead of it being like increasing weights at each thing, it was increasing heights. So like they had yokes. The yokes were not secured. And so it started at like, it went up like, it was like, 2.5 feet, 3 feet, it went, it was 3 feet, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5 feet. And you had a 200-pound sandbag that you had to get over like the four like things, whatever. That was pretty cool. Like I do like that they incorporate all that stuff. The sport itself has like different job roles. So like there's strength specialists, utility players, and bodyweight specialists. I am obviously not a bodyweight specialist.
Here.
I do the strength stuff and things like that, but like weights are a little bit on the lighter side, but I like it right now in like the phase of life that I'm in. It changes up my training on a more frequent basis. I don't have to go as heavy, which Nate Burchett was super stoked about when he and I talked, because he was like, what are you doing right now? Because Nate's big thing is he always just like, you're lifting too fucking hard. Like he goes, no wonder like your throws and this and that are like, inconsistent. He goes, you train too heavy. So when I told him I was doing grid and that like I didn't really have to lift more than, X amount of weight, Nate's like, great. He goes, focus on just doing that and doing it fast. And wouldn't you know it, like the little son bitch was right, because my throws kind of did better for a while there when I wasn't going heavy all the time. But like I really like it just because we get a bunch of different personalities and stuff on there. Like I've got a couple buddies from like the weightlifting space, the CrossFit space. There's a couple of strongman on there. What's his face? Damn it, Tyler. I'm drawing a blank on his last name. He's Bama something on social media. He's the 80K. He's won the 80 kilo OSG title for strongman, and he's won the 90K for the PSL and OSG. He's on one of the teams now, and his wife Meg, who's another really good strongman. They're both in Alabama. They're on a team. Myself, Chris Matos, who I believe Chris Matos is a pro. He's on another team and stuff like that. So it's just kind of cool that they're incorporating all these different things. It keeps my training very varied. I have really bad ADHD when it comes to lifting and working out and stuff like that. So like I can't be doing the same thing, too often. So if I've got a little bit of change of pace and stuff like that, so I really like, doing that right now. I do love Highland Games, of course. Like I love throwing things. I love caber toss. And so like that's one of my favorite things in the world to do. It's like I'm excited about doing masters. The pro class was getting kind of weird there for a minute. Got real real catty, real like cutthroat, real like they would just kind of like talk behind your back so they can get your invite kind of a deal, and it kind of it shifted away from what it used to be. So I'm really excited about throwing in the masters again, because I feel like that's kind of closer to what I fell in love with the Highland Games in terms of the camaraderie and stuff like that. But those are really the two favorite ones I like. Strongman, y'all are way too serious. I'm sorry. You guys also wear way too much supportive gear to compete. I have never understood having like the gigantic duffel bag full of all the different supportive gear and then having to have two people follow you around all day to help you put it all on. Like it just absolutely never made any sense to me whatsoever.
Then we're your favorite strongman, because none of us do that. Alan barely wears a belt.
Alan don't wear shoes.
Oh,
Alan will wear a belt,
That's
but
fair.
he won't buckle it.
I just you know what I'm saying though. Like the
Yeah.
guys who will like sit,
yeah.
they'll wear like the super thick wrist wraps, the elbow wraps to press a 300-pound log.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we serious with this right now? Or to like do a farmer's carry or whatever that may be somewhere in like the 250 to 300 range per hand, but they've got wrist wraps on, they've got a neoprene belt, they've got a lever belt, they've got super tight knee sleeves on, and then they've got like the specific type of footwear just so they can like move that 50 feet.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. So like I said, I'm doing a master's comp because I just kind of want to get a feel for it, see
Yep.
if like the camaraderie is a little bit there, better with the masters community and stuff. Because like I said, I was doing the amateurs with strongman. I went to USS Nationals. I won that in 2021. Then I did SC later that year. Took a fourth at that one, so I qualified for the Arnold, and it was just like the further on you started to advance, like the more serious and just not fun it got.
Yeah.
And like I like training. I think that's why stone lifting appeals to me so much. I haven't really done much in the stone lifting realm yet, but I want to, just because I feel like it's just like you can't take it too seriously. Like we are lifting a bunch, like you guys are talking about. You're like, I got rocks in my yard that I'm lifting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
it's just like at the end of and that's how I felt about the Highland Games. Like the guys that would be there, like super serious with their earbuds in, not talking to people. I'm like, dude, we are standing in the middle of a festival in a skirt, playing with rocks and sticks, and
Yep.
like we're taking pictures with people, and like they don't care whether you're a pro or a C. They are not gonna sit there and go home and tell their family about the pro class or the A class or the B class. They're just gonna be like, this dude threw this rock really far. This dude flipped that tree.
Yep.
Like it's just quit taking it so seriously. So like I said, I'm looking forward to getting back into like the Masters stuff and hopefully a little bit more camaraderie, a little bit more fun, because like I've done kind of all I needed to do. I feel like if like you were joking around about the corny joke thing where the doctor's like, you cannot get stronger anymore. Like a doctor came up to me and told me like, you are not going to be able to lift or compete or do anything ever again. I'd be like, okay, cool.
Can I still tell
Like
jokes?
it's yeah, right. Can I still tell jokes and can I still talk shit on the internet? All right, we're cool. It's just one of those deals. Like it just, I just like I said, I'm kind of in that like fun phase of like the competing and stuff. Like I've had a couple of promoters message me like, hey, we'd like to extend an invite to you, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like I was gonna go fishing that weekend. I'd rather go do that.
Fishing's the best. Let's talk about fishing. Oh,
But
I
I
got
know
about
more
5
about
more
that
minutes
and the rest of it.
Dave's like,
I
oh,
got,
subject.
I gotta go 5 more minutes before I gotta go to class. We can talk about whatever y'all want.
But talking about the Highland Games and taking it too seriously, like I've told people that I'm like, dude, we're getting ready to get run off the field so a sheepdog can chase some ducks.
Yes,
Yeah.
You know,
like
I wanna see
that was like but people like we are nowhere near as important to those festivals as the sheepdogs.
I mean, like,
yeah.
they're getting ready to run us off the field so this dog can chase some
Yeah.
ducks.
You're currently throwing 30 feet on sheep. Do you know how many people care? They don't because the sheepdogs just came out.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
quit
right,
watching.
exactly.
They do not care what you're like. A minute ago, they were 100% in on it. Now, 0.
Yeah,
But-
Smoky Mountain, like, dude, there's dudes sword fighting over there in full armor.
yeah, last year was
Oh,
Dave's first time going to a Scottish festival. So like he showed up and
Yes.
we're like, yeah, we're here to work because we ran the live stream for Smoky Mountain. We're talking about like, yeah, dude, this is going on. They're competing over here. This is going on. He goes, yeah, dude, there's swords over there. Like I was like, Dave, we're here for this.
Oh,
He goes, but hold on.
The LARPing, hell yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. What are these guys? They do the full contact. It's
You hurt.
yeah,
Buhart.
Buhart.
Yeah. They were
Oh, dude, one of my athletes, Logan, did that. Like he did the competitions.
Mhm.
dude, they're all in.
Yeah, they had the little tent set up and we're doing that, and it was the coolest thing.
Yeah, we went and watched some people
Well,
do it locally, and man, I think I've seen UFC fights where guys don't get beat up that bad.
Well, those guys get their ad like they're a couple years ago they started doing it at the Arnold. First off,
Yeah.
being inside that expo, it smelled so bad.
Yeah, me and Alan were
But-
there. It was so cool.
Yeah. But just like watching those dudes just beat the like they are just hauling on like cracking each other over the head, and I'm like, that guy's got a concussion.
Yep.
Like
Yes.
What a cool way to get a concussion, though.
Yeah, there was a
Gotta
guy.
get one.
We watched it was a local show. We went and watch these guys, and like they're going at it with these big like 4-foot axes, and they're swinging. Dude got back in the corner and like dropped his hands for a second, and dude was chopping down a tree, but on the side of that dude's head.
I mean,
just bam, over and over again. So the guy finally just sat down, and I was like, I don't think he's good.
Yeah, and like
some milk.
Yeah, right.
dude, later on, he's standing there. He's got his helmet off, and dude is nowhere near being like he wasn't on Earth anymore.
Lights are on, but nobody was home.
And I was like, that guy has a concussion.
The lights were flickering.
And 20 minutes later, he's fighting again. I'm like, that guy should be in the hospital right now.
That's how you get
You're like,
CTE.
that is not okay.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
That was I wouldn't do it.
I'd try anything once.
I know you would, but I wouldn't do it.
You and Michael's got to do it though.
I mean, I'd fight Michael.
That's not what Michael meant when he said sword fight Caleb.
Now he's got a point. Doesn't have a point. So I know you just got a few minutes left to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I know if anybody's watching this, undoubtedly they already know who you are. But in case they don't, where can people find you?
My personal, you want to see the corny jokes every Friday. My personal Instagram is at Strength Coach Soroka. My business is The Strength Agenda. So it's www.thestrengthagenda.com, at The Strength Agenda. We work with a bunch of different athletes across all the different sports, strongman, powerlifting, Highland Games, Olympic weightlifting. We've got a couple of training templates and stuff like that people can go. That's like our lowest cost option. We've got a couple of ebooks out there on nutrition, the training for the Highland Games, like a yearly manual plan and stuff like that. But yeah, man, just I'm always on my phone, and I'm always answering questions and stuff like that. So if anybody ever wants ask talk shop, I was just talking with a kid yesterday about like Olympic weightlifting and getting started on there. Like I like talking shop, like doing stuff like this. So yeah, you guys ever have any questions, anything along those lines, like please do not hesitate to reach out and shoot me a message. Like I'm always down for it. I appreciate you guys having me on and taking time out of your day. This is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
dude.
I appreciate the looseness. Like I said, if I didn't have to go to class right now to coach, we'd be doing this probably for another 2 hours.
Yes, we get caught like that often. But yeah, dude, appreciate you coming on, man.
What part of the country are you guys all located?
So we're in East Tennessee. We're like right outside Knoxville.
Yeah, we're about 20 minutes.
All right. I'm gonna keep you guys posted on some games out that way that I might try to go to next year and stuff like that. We can do this. We can do this in person.
Heck
yeah.
Sounds great, dude. All right, appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Bye.
Bye.
See.
Love you.
What the crap was that?
Miles north